Ming, who started racing back in 1971, was invited by the MC to deliver remarks at the presentation ceremony of the final leg of the Caribbean Motor Racing Championship, the CMRC. Addressing a gathering that included representatives from the Caribbean territories that usually participate in the CMRC, as well as racers, well-wishers and sponsors, Ming said the time must come to decide between concentrating on the older generation of racers or building a new generation of young people to participate in the sport at the highest possible level.
I say this to you because I see a rapid decline of motorcycle racing. I see a rapid decline of the higher class of motor car racing over the last couple of years. And the reasons are simple. It has become far too expensive for most people to afford a Group 4 car and to run it for a season. I can tell you the one person that I think is a visionary for motorsport in the Caribbean, unfortunately he's not here tonight. I know that there are a lot of people who criticize and maybe even condemn, but I take my hat off to him, and that is Mr. Marc Moloney. Marc Moloney, with the help of very few people, has built a facility in Barbados that is second to none in the Caribbean.
The businessman pointed to Moloney's Radical series, which he believes should be embraced and supported by the entire Caribbean.
And I tell you why. When I spoke with him yesterday, I said, Mark, you have this RX3, it is like your girlfriend. How much has it cost you over the last few years to maintain that car? He says, Stanley, you don't want to hear the truth, but if I did not do what I did with this car, I would have had about 6 Radicals at the cost of that one. I have also bought 2 of those cars, and I can tell you, that car can race throughout the Caribbean for an entire year, and the only thing you will have to change in it is brake pads and tires and add fuel. That car is designed to run for not 1 year of racing, but for more than 2 years of racing. To give you an idea what is done internationally, because I've done it with my son, the cars that race today in the United States for the series that is being promoted, they run, to give you an idea, the car my son drove this year, if he were to drive it to Temeri, he would have to drive every year 5,000 laps around this small circuit. And the engine will still be good for a second year.
Ming opined that the Radicals can be seen as a group by itself, as it has the potential to take the sport in the Caribbean to higher levels.
You have everyone below the age of 40 racing in one class and everyone above the age of 40 in the other class. So for one car, you will have 2 sets of racing on that day of competition.
He encouraged parents to get their children early in the sport, referencing to his son Calvin Ming, who was inducted into go-karts at age 6 and is now reaping the benefits by not just competing in the NACAM F4 Championship, but winning it this year, thereby becoming the first Guyanese to do so.
From go-karts, he went to the United States and drove the Miami karts that we now have in Georgetown, for which I must congratulate Mr. Bishop Passad for making a superb effort, a lot of commitment to do what he did at Cosmos. From go-karts, again, Mr. Marc Moloney introduced the Suzuki Swift Series, a spec series where the cars cannot be touched by anybody to modify it. Everybody drives the same car, and the only reason you will win is because you're a better driver, not because you have a bigger wallet or you have more money to spend to modify it or whatever. After the spec series, you go straight, in the case of young people, they can go straight to a Radical. And I say a Radical because it is not a very sophisticated car to maintain, unlike a Formula car. A Radical, I can tell you, you set it up one time and you drive it all year. You don't have to be fiddling with it.
Reporting for Newsroom, I'm Avinash Ramzan.